Ever considered why the rich keep getting richer while the poor struggle to make ends meet? This is the current state of capitalism, a system that has been in place for centuries. It's a fact that the wealth gap is widening, with an ever-increasing concentration of wealth in the hands of a few. Let's look at some numbers. According to a report by Oxfam, the world's richest 1% own more than double the wealth of nearly 7 billion people. Moreover, the 26 richest people on Earth own the same wealth as the poorest half of the world's population. This wealth inequality is not limited to individuals. It's also evident in corporations. The top 100 businesses hold about 40% of the total global business wealth. This isn't just about numbers, it's about people who work hard every day but can't escape the cycle of poverty. So, we must ask ourselves, the question remains, is capitalism serving the majority or is it fueling inequality? The capitalism model promises prosperity for all, but does it deliver on this promise? Let's delve into the darker side of capitalism, the side often left unmentioned in the shiny brochures of economic prosperity. Firstly, let's talk about wealth inequality. Under capitalism, wealth tends to accumulate at the top, creating a widening gap between the rich and the poor. According to a report by Oxfam, the world's 26 richest people own as much wealth as the poorest half of humanity. This disparity is not a symptom of a malfunctioning system, it is a feature of capitalism. The system is designed to concentrate wealth, and it does so with ruthless efficiency. Next, we have the exploitation of workers. In a capitalist economy, businesses are incentivized to maximize profits, often at the expense of their employees. Despite monumental increases in worker productivity over the decades, wages have remained stagnant. The Economic Policy Institute reports that from the 70s to the early 2000s, productivity increased by over 70%, while wages grew by a meager 12%. It seems the fruits of labor are enjoyed by the capitalists, not the workers. Lastly, there's the environmental cost. Capitalism encourages consumption and growth, often disregarding the environmental impact. Industries driven by profit continue to exploit natural resources, leading to environmental degradation. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, human activities are estimated to have caused approximately 1 degree Celsius of global warming above pre-industrial levels. So you see, capitalism, a system that promises prosperity, often delivers disparity. It creates a world where the rich get richer, the workers are exploited, and the environment is sacrificed for profit. It's a model that thrives by feeding on the many to benefit a few. Capitalism, it appears, benefits a select few while leaving many behind. So if capitalism is the problem, what's the solution? We can look towards democratic alternatives to capitalism, such as cooperatives, democratic socialism, and participatory economics. These models emphasize the collective over the individual and prioritize the fair distribution of wealth and resources. Let's start with cooperatives. Cooperatives are businesses owned and run by and for their members. Whether they are customers, employees, or residents, the members have an equal say in what the business does. It's not about maximizing profits for a few. It's about meeting the needs of the many. A shining example of this model is the Mondragon Corporation in Spain. Today, it is one of the largest and most successful cooperatives in the world, employing over 80,000 people. Next, we have democratic socialism. This model advocates for the democratic ownership and control of the economy to meet public needs, rather than to create profits for a few. It allows for the collective decision-making of economic issues, ensuring that everyone has a say. Countries like Denmark and Sweden have implemented elements of democratic socialism, resulting in high levels of social equality, economic stability, and public satisfaction. Lastly, let's explore participatory economics, also known as Paracon. This economic model aims to promote the equitable distribution of wealth. It encourages participation and decision-making by all members of society, and not just those with the most wealth or power. In a Paracon, you have a say in decisions in proportion to how much they affect you. It's about making sure everyone's needs are met and no one is left behind. These are just a few examples of the alternatives to capitalism that exist today. While they are not without their challenges, they demonstrate that another world is possible. A world where wealth and resources are distributed equitably, where everyone has a say in the decisions that affect them, and where the economy serves the needs of the many, not just the few. There are alternatives to capitalism that can lead to a more just and equitable society. A future without capitalism might seem unimaginable, but it's not only possible, it's necessary. Imagine a world where wealth isn't a measure of success, but the happiness and well-being of every individual is. This might seem like a far-fetched utopia, but it's the kind of future we are striving for beyond capitalism. Moving away from capitalism can pave the way for greater wealth equality. Currently, the richest 1% of the world's population holds more than half of the world's total wealth, according to a report by Credit Suisse. By shifting to a system that emphasizes the equal distribution of resources, we can ensure that wealth is shared more equally among the population, reducing poverty and economic disparity. Improved worker rights could also be a significant benefit of a post-capitalist society. In a capitalist system, workers often find themselves at the mercy of their employers, with little say in their working conditions or wages. A more democratic economic system could empower workers, giving them a say in the decision-making process and ensuring fair treatment. And let's not forget about environmental sustainability. Capitalism often encourages overconsumption and overproduction, leading to environmental degradation. A post-capitalist society could prioritize the preservation of our planet over profit, ensuring a sustainable future for all. What would a post-capitalist society look like, you ask? It could be a society where resources are distributed based on need rather than wealth, where workers have a say in their workplaces, and where the environment is cared for and preserved for future generations. A study by the Next System Project suggests that such a system could lead to increased economic stability, greater social equality, and improved environmental sustainability. And projections by the World Economic Forum indicate that a shift away from capitalism could result in a more equitable distribution of resources, leading to a decrease in poverty and inequality. It's time to reimagine our economic systems and move towards a future that benefits all, not just the privileged few.